What is good, YouTube? It's your boy RB coming at y'all with our IBL quarterfinal game versus Colin, coach of the San Antonio Espers. I'm just going to do a quick team builder because I did record this battle live, but unfortunately my microphone was like muted for like the first 5 minutes of the battle. But you know, luckily of the video, sorry, 5 minutes of the video, but luckily only like 2 turns passed in showdown. So I'll just do like a quick team builder, talk about our team, talk about like what kind of key threats we're kind of expecting and kind of fearful of, and then we'll dive right into the battle, kind of talk about the first couple of turns, and then we'll skip straight to the live comm of it. So yeah, just looking at my opponent's team, you know, things that I was expecting were really the top 5, which is Ogerpon, Garchomp, Gholdengo, Darkrai, and Azumarill. And then I was expecting one of either, you know, Entei or Spidops, to be honest. Espeon was kind of like, it could potentially come, but I really wasn't expecting it too much. I thought Entei had a really good matchup because Terra normal E-Speed is really good against my team, and then, you know, the only mon that could really eat it on my team would be like Carbink or Glamora, and then, you know, it does get access to Stomping Tantrum. So yeah, so I thought Entei had a really good matchup here. And yeah, you know, Ogerpon, I was expecting something like, you know, either Scarf to, like, you know, just be the fastest thing on the squad that can Terra out, sorry, that will Terra and then get that speed boost. Garchomp, I was expecting it to be like defensive here because I thought that Rillaboom could always check it, so I wasn't really expecting anything like too offensive or anything like that. Gholdengo is actually really scary in this matchup because like a nasty plot fat set with like recover could actually be really scary for the team. Darkrai was kind of scary as well, but I was thinking like, hey, you know, I do have a Raging Bolt there with an Assault Vest. Like the combination of Gholdengo and Darkrai will be scary for my Raging Bolt, but like I think I could keep those things in check. And if I have some type of Scarfer, or if I have some type of mon that can outspeed it and threaten it out, I'm not too scared of it. And then Azumarill was another mon that I thought was really good here because to be honest, like if you look at my squad, Weavile eats his team up, but you know, Azumarill could be there with like a Rocky Helmet just to be really annoying. Maybe even like a Spidops, you know, maybe even little Conkeldurr down there. What's his name? Timber, I think. No, not Timber. What's Girder down there could be a little bit scary for Weavile, right? So those are all things that I was kind of expecting this matchup. Azumarill I wasn't really expecting to be too offensive. I was expecting like either that or maybe AV as well, because if you also look at their team, my Landorus actually eats here. So like, you know, for me, it made a lot of sense to bring the top 6 minus Annihilate, and then I was really struggling to figure out what my last mon could be. I ended up settling on like a Shell Smash Blastoise just because I thought that it could do really good here in the late game if we had a Azumarill chipped, and if we figured out if Ogerpon was not scarfed, then, you know, we had a really good shot of winning here. You know, I think this matchup was pretty even in hindsight, and you know, I think my pieces really matched up well against his pieces. I knew Rillaboom looked really good here. My Glamora was really struggling on what type of set to bring. I liked, you know, I liked offensive with like weakness policy, but then I was like, what hit can I really live with the weakness policy to help me get that rock polish up? And then they have so much priority in like Aqua Jet, E-Speed. It's just kind of scary, and it doesn't really benefit me to run a set like that. So I ended up bringing like a defensive Rocky Helmet set, which I brought like all season, right? Then Landorus, like I said, ate his team up, so I brought offensive Landorus. I had a really good speed tier here as well. Weavile, like I mentioned, just absolutely ate here. And what I ended up deciding to do was I ended up deciding to bring Choice Scarf Weavile, and the reason for this is because like if you look at his team, I basically outspeed everything, barring the Darkrai, right? And then it leads it up to like a speed tie at that point if they are scarfed themselves. So and they can't really knock me out, and if the only way they can knock me out is like with the Focus Blast, right? So yeah, not too worried or scared about that really. But yeah, those were the 6. And then, you know, Raging Bolt, I brought AV because I needed to check if the Gholdengo and the Darkrai really, maybe even like a Toxtricity that went really crazy. And I decided to go with Terra Electric Raging Bolt here just because I thought it looked really good into my opponent's team here. And it can't really like touch the Garchomp too much, but if I make it like a hard prediction, when they bring in the Garchomp on a potential like Thunderclap or a T-Bolt, I can like, you know, outcoat with like a Deep Pulse or Draco Meteor, just depending on what I click. But yeah, those were the mons that I decided to bring. So let's go ahead and just dive right into like the first couple turns of the battle here. Like I mentioned, folks, just the first 2 turns will be on Showdown, and then you know, we'll go ahead and play the rest of it live for you folks. So these are the 6 that they decided to bring. I really wasn't expecting the Espeon. Like I said, the top 5 I was expecting, you know, Garchomp, Ogerpon, Azumarill, Goldango, and then Darkrai. I was expecting the Espeon. I really wasn't expecting too much. I guess it kind of makes sense because, you know, I do have the option to hazard stack them, so maybe they were just really fearful of that. If we take a look at their removal, right, they don't really have the best removal. Like yeah, Kamala is really their best form of hazard removal. So I guess in hindsight, it did make sense for them to go ahead and bring the Espeon here. But here, my matchups are not the best, right? Because I'm really thinking like about potentially leading off with the Rillaboom. But if I lead off with Rillaboom and they lead off with something like Goldango or Darkrai, right? Oh, well, actually, I was mostly scared of a Darkrai lead, to be honest. And, you know, I didn't want them to like Dark Pulse flinch by Rillaboom, because my Rillaboom is really important here in checking the Azumarill and as well as checking the Garchomp. So I didn't really have much that wanted to eat a hit from the Darkrai. I was contemplating leading off with something like the Raging Bolt, but I was really hesitant just because I was so scared about Goldango and I wasn't exactly sure what set it would be. So I decided to end up leading off with Weavile. I figured, hey, Weavile looks really good into all 6 of his Mons. The only Mon that could potentially live a hit is the Darkrai, and if I'm Scarfed, you know, I can hit it hard with like a triple axle, and they either have to rely on a really strong Focus Blast, or they're gonna have to rely on a on like a U-turn or something like that, right? So first turn I decided to go ahead and lead off with Weavile, as they decide to lead off with the Darkrai here. Like I said, I'm not really too nervous. I decided to just go ahead and click triple axle because I'm like, what do they really switch into it, right? If they're Rocky Helmet on the Azumarill, I get to find out. And you know, if they switch into Goldango, they can't really do that because then they have to fear that I can go for a triple axle into knockoff. They don't know I'm Scarfed, right? So turn 1, I just decided to click triple axle. Boom, we do luckily hit all 3. Almost Oko's right, does about 80%, as my opponent decides to go ahead and Dark Pulse here. Does about 22%. Not too really scared. I'm like, you know what, this is a free triple axle again, so I just go ahead and click that as they go out into the Azumarill. I go ahead and click it. I find out that they actually are not Rocky Helmet. We only get 1 hit, which kind of sucks, but hey, that's the risk you run with running triple axle. Here I brought Rillaboom exactly for this reason. I go ahead and switch that thing in, and I get up the Grassy Surge as my opponent decides to go for a knockoff, knocks off my leftovers. And folks, this is where the battle starts to become live comp, so go ahead and enjoy. Alrighty, I hope y'all liked that little intro I just did. You know, I actually had my mic turned off. I didn't notice it because when I record on Showdown, I have to minimize my screen here. But they do knock us off here, which isn't bad here. Really, they don't have the best switch-ins to like a Woodhammer here. Like Woodhammer just kind of is a free button to click. So I basically have 2 things here. I could knock off or I could U-turn here. Knockoff did do about 33% as well, so let me go ahead and kind of run that calc here. Rillaboom 33. Okay, this is max attack adamant for sure. Maybe even Jolly. Maybe Jolly. If it is Jolly, it could outspeed me, right? Oh no, I didn't run enough speed for max attack Jolly. I could U-turn here, I think. Perfect. Okay. U-turn out here. Rocky Helmet Goldango. Very interesting here. But this is also just a free Bobbity here. I like Bobbity better here, actually. Very nice. Okay, cool. So we can just kind of click Earth Power here. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured this thing was here for this. 44%. That's awesome. Okay. So Azumarill here, 44%. Is that going to be... let's see. Landorus. Aqua Jet, even from max attack adamant. Okay, this thing is definitely AV. 44%. Sludge Bomb's a roll to kill here. Max HP. I got a low roll on that too if they're not like Spadef invested. I think I'm okay going Goku here. Oh, they just went for that? Damn, that's actually pretty crazy. Maybe they knew we couldn't kill here. Either way, this is a free Terra T-Bolt here. Right? Yeah, free Terra T-Bolt here, I think. I could also Draco. Or D-Pulse. I don't really have a switch into Homeboy anymore, though. I'm a Draco here. Azumarill is so good, especially for my Weavile. I think they have to keep it here. Probably a Garchomp, maybe an Ogerpon here. Let's see. They can make a really good play here to stay in. But yeah, Rillaboom dying there sucks a lot. But at least this thing will die next time to 2 Earth Powers for sure. Rillaboom was really nice though for the Garchomp, because Garchomp is a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie. Might have to play around that. Yeah, Rillaboom was really important in this game, and it kind of sucks that I didn't play carelessly with it, but like, you know. Perfect. Okay, great. That's huge. So got rid of the Garchomp, which is really good because Garchomp was scary. Gholdengo's Rocky Helmet, we know. Ogerpon does come out here. I just go straight into Glamora here. Terra Grass, yep. Boink comes out. Oh my god, bro. Come on. I'm like max HP, max defense on this Ogerpon here. That's oh my god. Is that Bandit Ogerpon? Yeah, it's Bandit Ogerpon. Now he kills. That sucks, man. Yeah, Spiky Shield doesn't even make contact. Bro, that is so annoying. That is so annoying. I think I have the triple axle here. I'm trying not to tilt, but it's really frustrating there. Yeah. And I messed up there too. I should have, well, did I? Yeah, I did. So this is a pretty free T-bolt here. If they sack this off, that's good because then I can just kind of click recklessly. That crit really sucked though, because I would have got a toxic off on this Goldango. But hey, it's the game we play, right? And does that thing have any? Good play. There you go. Speed tie? That was a speed tie. Weavile can still win this. No rocks. This thing comes out here. I think I just have to attack here. Because if this thing sets up like a swords dance or something, we definitely don't want that. They're both still doing about 30%. They might try a U-turn. Okay, no, they just go for that. Okay. I think I have to sack off Bobbity here. I don't see many more chances for it to go up. This thing being weakened though is great. Okay. Trailblaze. Okay, interesting. Definitely an Aqua Jet range though. Not my Landorus, but my my homeboy. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Like I don't think we're knocked out of this game completely yet, but it's kind of tipping in my opponent's favor right now. It's probably doing a calc right now to figure out if I'm scarfed or not. Oh. Okay. Not exactly what I want to set up on here. Yeah, sorry y'all. Sorry I'm so quiet. I'm just like thinking so much in my head. Like I'm like that meme with the guy from Hangover and all those calculations are going to his head. Because basically what I'm thinking is like, I don't want him to get in front of I don't want them to get in front of what's this thing called? I want to get in front of fuck, whatever. Yeah, this is kind of like what I wanted here. Yeah. I want to get in front of a Zoomer with this. Yeah. Aquajet's best case scenario here. Trailblaze is worst case, I think. Flinch, flinch, flinch. Yeah, it's tough. Well, let's see. I'll still faster. Okay, wait. Earth Power did 44 to this thing. Alright, I'll wait up. So I have to click double edge here. Hope that Aquajet. It says I should take about 28% from recoil. Oh, great prep, man. Great prep. Great prep there. Yeah, that sucks. Oh man, GG's. Yeah, I can't be mad at that. Really good prep on my opponent's end. The crit did suck because, you know, well, I mean, I guess the crit didn't matter in hindsight because I would have never broken this thing's sash. Maybe if I would have thunderclapped on that turn with Raging Bolt, but I didn't want to potentially let it like SD or something like that, you know? Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could always bring in Weeball, right? So I guess maybe I should have thunderclapped there, but hey, either way, GG's to my opponent. Great prep. Sash was a great bring. And yeah, unfortunately, we get knocked out again in quarterfinals. Another draft league, man. It's defeating at this point, man. Like, we're seriously like, it's so frustrating to make quarterfinals and then, you know, get knocked out. But that's the game we play, unfortunately, man. I really, you know, need to put better time into my prep and stuff like that. So, yeah, regardless, go check out all the amazing IBL coaches. I will link in the description down below. And yeah, that'll be all. I'll catch y'all on the next draft league. Make sure to check the description down below to see which other ones we're participating in. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.